Mike Bruno here. I've tried over 100 jury trials in my life. Juries and trials are my comfort zone. I really enjoy going to court and advocating for my clients. However, a jury trial isn't for everyone. And so I've come up with the top 10 signals that a jury trial may not be your best route to success. Reason number 10, you can't sit still for more than 15 minutes at a time. Are you the person that struggles when going to church because you can't sit still? You're fidgety. If you can't go to church for 45 minutes or an hour, you're probably not going to do well in a jury trial because you're stuck for 90 minutes, a 90-minute session at the second half of the morning, maybe a 3 or 4 hour session in the afternoon. Boy, you're going to have problems. Reason number 9, you can't behave. A jury trial is really just a little room where lots of things are happening. And at any time, there could be as many as 12 people all taking a look at you to see how you act and how you react. Had a guy years ago who during the recesses in jury trial was barking out orders to his minions on the phone. That wasn't good. He was behaving badly in front of the same people that were going to decide his case. Things didn't work out well. Reason number 8, you have a problem following directions. So everything in the courtroom is orderly. We take directions from not only the court, but from the bailiff, who is the officer there in the court. At the very beginning, the gavel bangs and the bailiff directs us to stand and all rise. And then we have to stay standing until the bailiff or the court allows us to be seated. You are not able to speak in a court unless directed to by the judge. Otherwise, you have to remain silent. If you're addressing the court, you have to stand up. And for lawyers, we have to say things like, "May it please the court," and use the King's English every once in a while. So there's all kinds of rules that you have to abide by, and if you can't follow those directions, you probably won't do well. Reason number 7, you can't go any time without checking your smartphone. Most courthouses are holding on to phones at the entry point. They're not allowing you to bring those phones up with you into the courtroom. I don't care if you're a juror or if you're one of the parties to the lawsuit. You're not going to be like you're sitting in a coffee shop playing with your phone. You're going to be expected to have that inside your pocket or wherever, or keep it outside of the courtroom. Reason number 6, you are paranoid. There are going to be multiple sets of eyes looking at you at any given time, judging you and looking at you and making determinations as to whether or not you are either worthy of recovering a sum of money or worthy of having a verdict rendered against you, depending on your party status in the case. If you're the type of person that thinks everyone is out to get you, or people are judging you, or you don't like to be judged, oh boy, you're going to have a problem in a jury trial. Reason number 5, you are thin-skinned. Prepare to be criticized. Most cases where my clients are asking for money damages, the defense lawyer gets up there in closing argument and at best accuses them of being a liar and at worst accuses them of being greedy. So if you're thin-skinned and you can't take criticism, you might want to think twice about going to court. Number 4 reason why you might want to avoid a trial. You might lie. If you lie in court, you are forever in a big hurt. Because that is the cardinal sin. I'm not saying that people don't lie in the courtroom. I've seen it a lot, but what I'm saying is a skilled lawyer in closing argument can really put the heat and the hurt on you if you're caught telling a lie. Reason number 3, you can't take being judged. If you're that thin-skinned person, everyone looking at you is going to make judgments. I had a case turn on the shoes a lady was wearing in court. And that was something I never would have thought about, but apparently a majority on the jury that day were enough to criticize and make that award reflective of the lady's shoes for some reason. Number 2, you are risk averse. Okay, so if you're that type of person that doesn't like to gamble, if you're that person that still has your first nickel that you ever earned, you may want to think twice about going to court, because you're picking 8 strangers. You don't really pick, you're stuck with 8 strangers who are going to decide your case. And some of those people might be do-gooders. Some of those people might not be do-gooders. Think about it from the context of like the Titanic. Remember what happens when Kate Winslet is on the boat or in the water. There are some people that will give up their seat on a boat, and she can sit there and be safe, and they'll go in the water. There are other people, like her fiancé at the time, who would rather shoot someone and get him off one of the life preservers to save his own life. You're going to have a mixture of each of those types, and the rest of us fall within the middle somewhere, depending on the day we have. Those are the people that are going to decide your case. So if you don't like risk, you have to think of another way to resolve the dispute. And the top reason is you are not up for the challenge. I tell people that a jury trial is like a baseball game. Okay? You have to practice a lot. I'm going to have my clients in multiple meetings in the weeks before the jury trial to get them ready. It's the equivalent of a pitcher. Okay? If I want someone to pitch 9 innings, they're going to be practicing for weeks and weeks and weeks, and then I'm going to hand them the ball and say, go 9 innings. It isn't a situation where I just pluck somebody out of the stands, hand them the ball and say, you're my pitcher today. So it requires a lot of preparation, and people have to be up for that challenge. They don't just show up in court and wing it. I'm Mike Bruno, an attorney with Charles Boyk Law Offices. If you need legal assistance in Ohio or Michigan, contact our office. We can help you get on the road to recovery.